All right, everybody, welcome back. This is episode number 4 of the Weekly Gridiron podcast. Hard to believe we're 4 episodes in already. So are we ready to get right into it? We are your hosts, Adam,
Dante,
and Luke. Crazy week 3 to recap. Was it week 3 or week 4?
It was week 4.
Yeah, week 4. I get thrown off because we started in week 2. So
yes, sir.
Crazy week 4 to recap, and week 5. Hard to believe it's week 5 already to preview. So let's not waste any time. Let's jump right in and preview the week 5 games, as we always start with previewing the next week of games. And we are starting out with a Thursday night game that I think, I don't know, could be a little boring, but can be a little fun as well. We've got the Colts heading to the Mile High Stadium to take on the Denver Broncos, two teams that have kind of been questionable to start the year. And speaking of questionable, I'm not sure exactly who I'm going to pick. I haven't had a chance to think about all my picks because I went to class today without my computer. Yay me. But anyway, I'll let you guys get started. Maybe Luke, do you know your pick? I'll let you start.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Broncos. I think both teams are pretty bad so far. Jonathan Taylor hasn't been very impressive, though. So I don't see any reason to pick the Colts.
Dante?
Yeah, I'm gonna agree. I'm gonna go with the Broncos here, especially at home, primetime. This is Russ's first primetime game at home, I believe, and his first one was in Seattle.
Right.
But yeah, I'm gonna go with the Broncos here. Colts, they did beat the Chiefs a couple weeks ago, but I think that was kind of a fluky
I think that
win.
was just proof to the NFL scripted. So.
That's fair, but no, I'm gonna go with the Broncos here. I think Russ is gonna bounce back.
You know, I thought about it. I thought about going Indy, but I'm going to triple down. I'm going to go with the Denver Broncos as well.
First sweep.
They're at home, and Nathaniel Hackett's coaching has been a mess, but they looked a little better this week despite losing. You know, Russell Wilson did a little better, I'm pretty sure. And I think this is going to be really the first chance where that offense can just take off.
True.
And do well, considering the fact that the Colts have had a struggle to start the season despite beating the Chiefs somehow. I still don't understand that, but I think this is where Denver kind of establishes themselves and gets it going. So I think they're going to win. And Luke, I see you pulling up a Thursday night update.
Shaq Leonard is out this game, and Jonathan Taylor is questionable. So
2 big losses.
And that,
if there was ever any doubt,
yeah, that further solidifies our point, I think.
For sure. Anyway, let's jump into the Sunday games, shall we? We got another London game this week. I think it's in London anyway.
It is, yeah.
We've got the Giants and the Packers. Last week's London game was pretty interesting.
Yep.
Maybe a snooze fest at the start, but toward the end it picked up. But this one I feel like is no-brainer. They're coming off a nice overtime win. We'll get into it. Luke specifically will. Give me the Packers. I think they easily take care of the Giants, even though both teams are 3-1, shockingly. I'm going to take the Packers.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Packers as well, but don't sleep on the Giants, man. Don't sleep on the Giants. They could definitely make this a game. Will they? Probably not. I think the Packers are going to come out. Rodgers is going to have a good game across the pond. Yeah, the Packers they're going to come out and get a dub here.
I'm going to go Packers as well. I do have a lot of thoughts on the team after watching the game versus the Patriots this week, but the Giants haven't really beat anybody special yet. And so I'm going to pick the Packers.
All right. Next game we've got to predict. We've got 2 of our friends in a key matchup against each other. We know we've mentioned our friend Josh Knapp a fair amount, and then we've got Luke over here. It's the Lions versus the Patriots. Maybe Bailey Zappi will be starting again, Luke. We'll see. But
yeah, if Brian Hoyer is healthy, I would still prefer Bailey Zapp to go out there.
All right. Well, Luke, since you're the Pats fan, I'll let you make the first pick.
Yeah, Patriots all the way. I don't care who's starting. Could be Bailey Zapp, Brian Hoyer. Throw Steve Belichick out there. Could be me. Pats are winning. Lions lost a game in which the Seahawks didn't punt once. So
I still find that crazy.
The Lions defense, they're just gonna let just about anything happen. So the Patriots should be able to throw all over them. Hopefully, we let the offense just, I don't know what I'm saying. Hopefully, we take a lot of shots next game, but I think we should easily beat the Lions.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you, Luke. I'm going to go with the Patriots as well. Like you said, the Lions just had a mess of a game yesterday. And the Patriots, I mean, despite how they are with their quarterback, they still took a fully healthy Green Bay Packers team to overtime and almost won against them. And the Lions, meanwhile, are dealing with some injury struggles. DeAndre Swift might be out a while. Amon-Ra St. Brown was out this week. Tracy Walker's out for the season. They have lots of injuries right now, and no matter who comes back for next week's game, I mean, like I just said, the Patriots almost beat the Packers. I think they can take care of the Lions, especially since they're at home in Gillette Stadium. So give me the Pats.
Yeah, I mean, Luke, I hate to say this, but going into this, I was really thinking about the Lions and the fact that they dropped so many points last week, specifically Hawkinson. Hawkinson had a great game against the Seahawks. But yeah, I think you guys convinced me a little bit. You kind of talked me out of my insane thoughts right there. But yeah, I'm going to go with the Patriots here. Yeah, no matter who's starting. I think Zapp got a good taste of playing at Lambeau. That was really his welcome to the NFL moment, going against one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time in Aaron Rodgers at one of the most historic stadiums. But yeah, I think there's going to be a cakewalk for the Patriots.
Yeah, I forgot to mention, it is the Matt Patricia revenge game.
Yep.
Well, moving on to what might be the best game so far of week number 5. Heading into Ohio, everybody's favorite state, especially my mom. She loves Ohio. We got the Browns hosting the Chargers. I guess I'll start this one out. I'm going to go with the Chargers on the road. I think Justin Herbert is just the better quarterback. The Chargers, on paper, have the better offense, especially if Keenan Allen is going to start. I think they get the win. And especially with that Browns defense losing Myles Garrett last game, it showed how big of a loss that was. And I think if the same thing happens this week, regardless, honestly, I'm going to take the Chargers on the road.
Yeah, I think the Chargers are going to absolutely whoop on the Browns. I hate to say it, but yeah, that's actually, no, I love to say it. I don't hate to say
I know
it.
you love to say it.
I love to say it.
Of course.
The Chargers, Justin Herbert, he's going to have a game. Browns are going to struggle against a good Charger defense, even though it's at Cleveland. Once again, Adam, I'd like to correct you. It's the worst state out of all 50. But yeah, the Chargers are going to win.
For sure.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Chargers, too. I don't think it's going to be particularly close. The Chargers put up 38 points this week on the Texans, and the Browns lost to the Falcons, which I called it.
You did call that.
You two picked the Browns, and I called it. I called the upset. So if they can't beat the Falcons, I don't think they can beat the Chargers.
Very fair.
Very, very fair. We start out with 4 sweeps. It's crazy.
Wow.
And I think it might be.
Packers.
Looking at the schedule,
looking at all the schedule, we might have a
2,
lot.
3, 4, 5, maybe in a row after this.
We'll see what everybody's minds are at.
Yeah.
But all right, next game we've got. It may have been called a snooze fest to start the season, but now looking at it,
it's still maybe.
It's still maybe, but one of the teams actually is kind of sneaky. We've got the Jaguars hosting the Texans. It is a divisional matchup. You could still say, who the heck is going to watch this game? But I want to watch this game because Trevor Lawrence has been doing well. And Doug Peterson has been coaching very well as well. So, with that, I feel well to say that the Jaguars will win this game. I think pretty easily.
This is tough because you got to look. The Texans have made late comebacks, but they can't execute at the end of the game. You know, whenever I'm watching games, whenever I'm watching the Steelers, I always see, Texans down big early. And they start crawling back.
Yeah.
But I think the Jags are just an all-around better team, especially in Jacksonville this game. Yeah, I feel like the Jags always take care of the Texans, even though it's usually such a boring game. But yeah, the Jags are going to take care of business.
Yeah, I'm picking the Jags too. I just lost my train of thought because Adam's messing with my computer. But
I pulled his little what do you call that? The little thing over the.
I have a cover on my keyboard.
Yeah, a cover on his keyboard. I pulled it off. I'm just playing around with him.
Whatever.
Trying to get him off track.
Duval. I've lost my train of thought, but I'm picking the Jags.
Duval County, baby.
All right, next one is also a divisional matchup. Sorry, I was laughing because I did the thing at Luke's computer. But we have the Falcons and the Buccaneers. I'm not going to waste any time. Tampa's going to win by 30. I'm fully confident in saying that. Guys, go on. I hate the Falcons. Sorry. You guys know that.
Yeah, Tampa's going to win this for sure.
So, yeah, Tampa all the way.
We could have just done the 1, 2, 3. In fact, let's still do it. 1, 2, 3.
Bucks.
Bucks.
Either way.
Yeah, the Bucks offense finally started to move really well yesterday.
Yeah, Sorry, Luke.
They had just been doing kind of the bare minimum for the beginning of the season, but I thought Tom Brady looked really good yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, even though they lost, we'll get into that. I thought the offense looked a lot better. I thought they were a little more alive with everybody healthy. So, for sure. Next game we've got, Dante, I'll let you get this one started and preview it. I think you know what game this is.
Yeah, it's the Steelers going into Highmark Stadium to play the Bills. Yeah, we're going to get...
What if last year happens again?
Hey, man, I don't know. Can I swear on here?
I don't care.
We're going to get fucked. Yeah, I mean, if Kenny Franchise goes in, if he tosses a few tutties, maybe he could do something, but there's really no chance in hell we win this game.
Yeah, I mean, hey, Kenny is finally in there. That's what you got to be happy about.
Oh, absolutely,
now
dude. I'm thrilled.
The next step is to get, who fired.
You
so
think
the
he'll
offense
keep starting him? You think he'll leave Kenny in?
Yeah, I don't know how you go back to
I think
Trubisky.
so.
I really
Yeah.
don't know.
Well, hey, Mitch Trubisky does know the Bills pretty well, if you think about that.
Yeah, dude, I mean, Kenny had 3 drives yesterday.
Yeah.
I mean, scored 2 touchdowns.
I heard he had like 2 picks, though, but I didn't watch
He had 3 picks.
Oh, 3?
Yeah.
Everything I saw said 2. Maybe I was
It
wrong.
was 3.
Okay.
Kenny is now the Steelers' touchdown leader after 3 drives.
That's crazy. Well, anyway, like you said, I don't think you really need to overthink this. I think the Bills will win this game.
Yeah, the difference between last year and this year. Last year, Week 1, the Steelers beat the Bills. I'll give you 6 letters. 2 of them start with TJ.
Yeah.
No TJ Watt. No problem for the Bills. As much as I don't like the Bills, they're going to pounce all over the Steelers.
However, this would be the most Steelers thing to lose to the Jets than beat the Bills.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
If our only 2 wins were from the Bengals and the Bills,
Right.
and then we lose to the Pats, no offense. Pats,
Yeah.
who else do we lose to? The Browns, now the Jets, but,
Yeah.
I'm not counting them out.
Yeah.
For sure. Another divisional matchup. Dolphins and the Jets. I don't know who I'm going to pick. Actually,
We have to assume Tua's not playing.
Yeah, that's the main thing here. If Tua is going to
I'm
play,
sure he's
I
not
think it's a
playing.
no-brainer pick that the Dolphins would
I'm sure
easily
he's
win.
not playing.
I think even if Tua is playing, he's still recovering from that injury. You know?
If Tua doesn't play, I think I'm still going to take the Dolphins.
They cannot put him back out there.
No, I mean,
Imagine the uproar.
yeah, not only would that be bad for Tua, it would be bad for their
The
image.
NFL would lose so much money if they put him back out there because people would just be so pissed.
Exactly.
Well, okay, if I have to think about it then, we're going to assume Teddy Bridgewater is starting this game.
Yeah, with that being
Panthers
said,
legend, Teddy Two
Is
Gloves
Teddy Bridgewater all that worse than Zach Wilson, or is Zach Wilson even better than Teddy
I
Bridgewater?
really think this is an even QB matchup if you think about it. Zach Wilson.
I think Teddy's better.
I don't know.
You could definitely go there. Teddy's the more experienced quarterback. He's been in situations like this where he had to step up and get wins. You remember when Drew Brees was hurt in New Orleans? He had to win. He went 5-0, 5-0 in 5 straight games. I wish you did that in Carolina, Teddy. First of all, but since I still have some respect for you, I will pick you and the Dolphins to win this game. I think it's going to be close though.
I'm going with the Jets.
Let's go.
I'm picking
Finally,
the Jets
we got
here.
a disagreement.
I'm going with the Jets here. I loved how Zach Wilson looked against the Steelers. I loved how Corey Davis looked against the Steelers. That whole offense was just rolling. Minus Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson kind of had a mediocre game.
Pain.
Yeah, pain. Actually, no. Screw OSU.
All right. Okay.
No, but yeah, I'm going with the Jets here. I just have a feeling. Even if Tua started. I don't know. But that Dolphins defense is good. But I don't know. I think the Jets are going to sneak a win here.
You know what's going to be good, though? Sauce Gardner on Tyreek Hill.
Very true.
Hey,
That could be.
you might think that means that I'm leaning more towards the Jets, but who are they going to put on Jalen Waddle? I'm going Miami.
That's fair. That's fair. But who's going to throw the ball to him? You know?
Teddy Two Gloves.
Someone not much worse than Zach Wilson, I'll tell you that.
That's true.
All right, another divisional matchup because I love saying those 2 words. So, Bears and Vikings. This is in Minnesota. Justin Fields versus Kirk Cousins.
What a thrilling matchup.
Unfortunately, it could be the most mid QB battle ever invented.
Battle of mid.
Considering the Bears just lost to the Giants this week, I think reality is going to start setting in. They could have been 3-1, but they're going to be 2-2. I think they're finally going to be under 500. Not going to overthink this one, especially since the Vikings just beat the Saints. I think they should have no problem beating the Bears. I'm not sure who exactly they're going to put on Justin Jefferson. Maybe Jaquan Brisker, Penn State legend.
GOAT!
But yeah, that being said, it's Vikings. That's who I'm rolling with.
Yeah, Vikings, for sure. I don't need to elaborate here.
Sko Vikes. It's Vikings all across the board.
Skull.
Sko Vikes.
All right. Next game, we've got AFC versus NFC. Is it FedEx Field is Washington?
The worst field in the in the NFL.
Where players, unfortunately, go to get injured because it happens there a lot.
Yeah.
MetLife turf gives you a run for your money.
And they also get sewage leaks all the time.
Also, Houston's Field. I remember CMC got hurt last Thursday night last year.
NRG.
So, yeah, NRG. Not the greatest turfs. Can't compare to Acrisure Stadium.
Well, CMC just kind of gets hurt everywhere.
Okay. Moving on to the prediction. We've got the Titans and the Commanders. And I'm going to go based off with what I've seen so far. The Tennessee Titans have looked better. Derrick Henry is starting to look like the best running back in the NFL again. He's starting to take teams by storm, and he had a really good game this week. Meanwhile, the Commanders have not looked all that impressive. Carson Wentz, I feel like, is struggling a little bit.
Really?
Terry McLaurin is not getting involved as much as he should, or not getting the ball as much as he should. That being said, I think it could be a close game. Could be a trap game for Tennessee, but I'm going to still take them to win. I think it's going to be close, though, but give me the Titans. Tighten up.
Oh, this is tough, man. I'm actually having trouble.
Luke, you want to go, though?
Yeah, Luke, you go.
Yeah, sure. I'm going to pick the Titans, too. They look much better than they did the first 2 weeks. And the Commanders look much worse than they looked the first 2 weeks. Carson Wentz is having a meltdown again. And maybe he's not all that bad still. And Terry McLaurin's cool. We didn't see much of him because Trayvon Diggs had a masterclass of a performance this past week. But all the more reason not to trust the Commanders. And there's no reason to not trust the Titans here when it's a division. It's not a divisional matchup, Adam. Maybe he didn't say that.
I didn't say that.
You didn't say that. However, borderline decent team versus borderline disaster so far the past 2 weeks. Maybe I'm being a little harsh and giving the Titans maybe a little too much credit, but that doesn't really matter. It's not going to change my pick. It's the Titans.
Sorry,
hey, Dante. If you're thinking about it, I encourage you to go for it.
I'm going for it.
You're going for it.
This is my upset of the week. I'm going with the Commanders here. It's at home. You know, dude, I really don't have much faith in the Titans. They're okay,
That's
but
fair.
they're just very mediocre, dude. Like, you get a different Titans team every week. Like, let's just look at their games. Lost to the Colts, beat the Raiders by 2, got whooped 41-7 by the Bills. Lost to the Giants week 1. I mean, dude, like, I'm going Washington here. And if you look at Washington's games, I mean, it's not much better, but like they did beat the Jaguars. You guys know how high I am on the Jaguars.
True.
So
That's true.
I'm going Washington here. I don't know. I just have a good feeling.
I was gonna say sorry if y'all heard me get up. I had the fantasy leaders written on paper and I couldn't find it, but it was under my chair and I got it now, so I'm happy. And I'm ready to roll. On to the next game. Seahawks and the Saints. Will this be in New Orleans pending Hurricane Ian? It is just causing terror everywhere right now. Prayers to the people in Florida, especially.
Since they were able to play in Tampa last
night. That's true, but still prayers to everybody affected by the hurricane.
Of course.
Bless you, Dante.
Thank you.
I'll let you guys pick first. Go ahead.
I'll go first. You want me to?
Seahawks and Saints.
Yeah, Saints. Saints are winning this game. No elaboration needed.
Elaboration needed. Upset of the week. Give me the Seahawks.
Wow. Okay.
Geno Smith has better stats than Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson so far. Facts. Jameis Winston not playing.
I don't know.
Either way, can't be a whole lot better than Geno Smith right now.
Bro, Andy Dalton is the GOAT.
Andy Dalton, I don't really care. Geno Smith has looked more than fine for some reason. They just put up 48 points. They just went an entire game without punting.
Dude.
Russell Wilson never did that.
That's fair.
Sure, it's the Lions, but how much better are the Saints than the Lions? I'd argue not that much better, if not better at all. So why not? If it's still an upset, give me the Seahawks for my upset of the week.
Dude, the Saints' defense is so much better than the Lions.
True, but yeah.
They're not dropping 45 2 weeks in a row. I apologize.
Hey, we all picked the Broncos week 1.
We did.
Or was that week 2? Whatever it was. Monday Night Football week 1. We can be wrong, and I can be right, so give me the Seahawks.
All right, bro.
I am going to agree with Luke. This is my upset of the week going in as well. I'm going to take the
is.
Seahawks. I think, like he said, they looked better last week. Geno Smith is balling out. Rashad Penny just had a huge game. I'm going to take the Seahawks. They're rolling right now. They just had a big win. I'll take them again. Pete Carroll is that guy. He's going to lead them to a victory.
Still not. Jury's still out.
Overreaction.
Yeah, jury's still out on that.
Well, hey, if they need an extra man, he's shown in practice that he can get in there and catch some passes. So.
True.
Yeah, maybe not.
All right,
Adam, do your thing right now.
Oh, God. I'm not going to waste any time. 49ers, Panthers. Give me the 49ers. This team sucks right now. I'll get into it when we recap the game. Go on, guys.
Oh, yeah, I'm going Niners here. Do your thing, Luke.
Yeah. Sorry, Adam. I'm going.
So is it a clean sweep?
Yeah, it is.
That's what I love to hear. Sorry, I'm just mad at the Panthers right now. I'm slandering them all day today.
Hey, the field looked
Give
cool.
me the 49ers.
The field looked cool.
Yeah, the field was incredible. I just wish the team itself was incredible.
Yeah. Another Matt Rule disaster class loading.
Matt Rule should be fired. He should be fired.
Dude, you've said that every episode.
Well, do you agree with me or not?
Oh, bro, he's horrible. I know more about football than Matt Rule does.
Who else goes for 4th and 1 on your own 30-yard line? Like, come on. Okay. All right, moving on. We've got the Eagles and the Cardinals. This is actually a good game. Ooh. In Arizona, too. I remember Jalen Hurts' first appearance as the Eagles QB1, I think, not last year, the year before when Wentz was struggling, was in Arizona. And I think they lost, but he had a really good game. And that gives me, reminders of that and tells me he's going to have a really good game again. Fly, Eagles, fly. They're going to be 5-0.
Yeah, the Eagles are very good. They're 4-0 right now. Jalen Hurts is looking like a beast. But the road ends here. The Cardinals are going to win this game by a game-winning field goal by Matt Prater. I'm calling it right now. And everybody, I'm already saying right now, all the headlines are going to be, is Kyler that guy? Is Kyler good? Is Kyler top 10? Is Kyler top 5? That's all the reports are going to be.
No, it's going to be local Penn State Beaver student accurately predicts Cardinals versus Eagles game. Gets massive signing bonus to ESPN to predict NFL games.
I mean, bro, I'd do better than, what's his name, Skip Bayless. But
Yeah, you do better than Waters.
Dan
yeah.
Orlovsky.
Oh, my God. Don't get me started on Dan.
Hey, Dan Orlovsky was high on the Panthers for a minute. He had him going to the playoffs.
I remember
Dan,
that.
I want to know what you think now
That's
about
why,
this team.
That's why he's not a very good reporter. Anyways, no, there will be a headline this week. There will be a very controversial headline. And it will not be what you think it is,
Okay.
Dante. It will be, has Jalen Hurts passed Kyler Murray?
Oh, okay.
And whether or not the answer is yes, as a team, the Eagles will have passed the Cardinals, and they will win this week.
I think he already has.
Yeah,
I think he already
in
has.
terms of this season, Jalen Hurts, I think, is easily the best.
I don't know.
I mean, right now, who would you rather have at quarterback? Right now,
Right now, Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts.
Kyler Murray.
That hot take, but
Kyler Murray. I don't think it's a hot take.
I'm riding the hot hand with Jalen.
The Eagles as a team are so much better than the Cardinals. And I like the Cardinals. Larry Fitzgerald is in my top 3 favorite NFL players ever. And for the longest time, I would repeatedly say the Cardinals are my second favorite team. I guess I kind of have to stick with that. But that doesn't mean I have to pick them, so I'm picking the Eagles.
I just have a quick grudge with the NFL. Why is the Panthers game at 4 or 5? Why do I have to wait till 4 o'clock on a Sunday to watch them get beat by 30+? Why can't it just be at 1 p.m.? We know what's going to happen. In fact, put it on Thursday night. I want people to see how bad this Panthers team is.
And also, why are 425 games only NFC teams? Like, that's all it ever is. Like, the Packers always play at 4. The Cardinals always play at 4.
In fact, every 4 p.m. game this week. Well, okay, usually I think there's 4 p.m. games, but there's 3 for the second straight week because there's a London game. But
Yeah.
it's all NFC teams. Spotlight the AFC.
Bro,
Come on.
The Steelers don't have one 4 o'clock game. It's all 1 p.m.s and
Really?
all prime times. Yeah.
Carolina has a lot depending on the West. In fact, we're playing it at 4 o'clock again the week after this because we get to play the Rams. Oh, that's going to be awesome.
Give me the Panthers.
I can't wait for that.
All right,
Just as much as this week.
Speaking of the Rams, next game.
Yeah, I'll let you guys start. Cowboys and Rams. I don't really know who to pick.
Once again, another road's going to end. Cooper Rush is going to take his first
Yeah.
loss as a starter, and the Rams are going to win, especially at SoFi.
As much as I would like to see the world burn and Jerry Jones have to say we're going to have a QB battle because Cooper Rush has done it. My heart's in it for the Cowboys, but my head's screaming Rams. So let's go Cooper Rush, but if you lose, I won't be all that mad because I'm picking the Rams.
Yeah.
See, here was my thing I was thinking about. Is Dak Prescott able to come back for this game?
I don't think, before I would have
Because-
said they're going to rush him back, but now seeing how Cooper Rush has played, I don't think they're going to.
Well, okay, either way, I'm picking the Rams. I agree with you guys. I think the road's going to end for Cooper Rush's little undefeated streak. At first, I was going to pick the Cowboys, but then I thought, wait, I don't want to crazily hype up Cooper Rush if Dak's just going to be back. But
I mean, bro.
either way, I'm picking the Rams, but still.
Yep,
Okay,
all
we're good. The computer shut off again. It does that every time.
Yep, we're good.
But yeah, like I said, I'm picking the Rams. Although if Cooper Rush does play, I'm rooting for him to keep that undefeated streak going. It would be cool to see, but I just think the Rams are a different animal. I've said it on paper. I think they're the best team in football. I mean, they're just stacked from top to bottom.
Dude, I think this is similar to like the whole Trubisky MVP thing. Like they jokingly call him the GOAT. I mean, Cooper Rush has gone 5-0, but who's 4-0? He's going for 5-0.
Well, he won a game last season, and then he's won what? 3 in a row this
But
year.
who has he beat that's like notable?
Vikings was last year. Then this year, who was it? Commanders yesterday. Week before was Giants, and then Bengals. I mean, Bengals are kind of notable. I would say that they're notable.
Yeah, but then again, Trubisky beat him the week before.
Okay, yeah,
You know,
that's true.
Pickett
They
would
are
have blown
back.
out though.
They are back.
They are back though. But
And speaking of that, they are back, and that's our Sunday night football game for next week. The Bengals and the Ravens. That's going to be a good game. And I just did say they're back, and I agree they're back. I think Joe Burr is going to step up, and he's going to get the win on the road. The Burrow and Chase connection. I'm sorry, I'm a huge Bengals guy. I have been since last year. The Burrow and Chase
You and every other
connection
person.
is gonna go nuts.
Joe Burrow, he's so swaggy and likable. Joe Burr.
Give me the Bengals. I think it's going to be really close. Lamar and the Ravens are going to put up a huge fight, but while Luke and Dante are clowning me in the back for my love of Ohio State legend Joe Burrow, I'm going to pick the Bengals. Sorry.
Yeah. They may be back, but they're not back enough. The Ravens, I think this is their division to lose this year. They just lost to the Bills, and I thought John is it John Harbaugh or the other one?
Yeah, it's John Harbaugh.
Yeah. I don't know if you saw that meme of his face after. I think it was they failed a 4th down conversion or something.
Big surprise there,
Yeah,
dude.
right. He pulled a Matt Rule and went for it on a couple 4th downs. I don't think he's a very good coach, but I think Lamar is very good. And, yep, give me the Ravens.
Yeah, even though Joe Burrow is so swaggy and likable,
So,
and his fits are hard,
yeah.
I'm going with the Ravens here. The Ravens are going to come out. They're going to
Although, he better not show up in a fur coat and glasses. Oh, boy.
Joe Burr, Cartier Joe, Playboy Burrow,
Swaggy Joe.
Swaggy Joe. Nah, dude, the Ravens look good. Even though they just lost to the Bills, they blew that huge lead. I think the 2 losses to the Dolphins and the Bills weren't the offense's fault at all because they did their part. It's just the Ravens' defense that's kind of been struggling late in games. However, I am going with the Ravens here, especially at home in primetime.
All right, on to our Monday night game. Since I love saying it, I'll say it one more time. Divisional matchup. Raiders and Chiefs. Last year, the Chiefs destroyed the Raiders both games. This year, I don't know if they're going to destroy them, but considering the fact that the Raiders have a whole bunch of spots, my goodness, thank God they won yesterday because they could be 0-5 if they didn't. But that being said, I'm taking the Chiefs, but I don't know. I feel like the Raiders could make this a little bit of a game. But I'm going to take the Chiefs to win. I'm not going to overthink this.
Yeah, at Arrowhead, I'm going with the Chiefs. Primetime Monday night against a divisional rival. Mahomes, he's going to come out. He's going to play his best football of the season. Kelsey's going to have another game. Juju's, he's going to catch his first touchdown of the season. Yeah, Chiefs are going to win this game.
Chiefs at home. This is so easy. It's the Chiefs. I don't care how much you like the Raiders, Derek Carr, Devontae Adams. They are not nearly on the same level.
Agreed.
Fair. All right. A little change of stuff. We don't have Dante doesn't have his good, bad, and ugly again. You should really get it for next week, Dante.
I will. Don't worry. I
And,
got you.
I didn't do a stardom sit-em for the upcoming week because I've been studying for an exam that's tomorrow. But I can recap how I did with last week's picks.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so QB, I said start Justin Herbert. He had 21.1 points. That's a W. I said sit Zach Wilson. He had 18.78 points, so I'll consider that an L. And I said pick up Daniel Jones off the waiver wire, who had 21.68 points. So if you started him this week, that worked out well for you. My goodness, my running backs. Now, the first one isn't really my fault because I said start Javonte Williams. He got hurt midway through the game. He only ended up with 3.7 points. I couldn't have predicted that, but oh well. But no excuses. Wow. I said sit Josh Jacobs, and holy L, he had 34.5 points. What in the world happened? What Holy Spirit came in possession of Josh Jacobs' body to make him flawless this game? 34.5 points. I will never be that wrong again. I pledge to it. And I said to pick up Khalil Herbert, and he had 11.1 points.
As Logic said in this one song, he was flawless.
He was flawless.
Whatever song it was on, what was it,
Jacobs.
BT3, I think?
It's called Flawless.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. All right, you still going, Luke, or no?
Song is kind of mid.
It's so good.
I
I
like
don't
it.
like that.
I like
I
it.
don't like that style.
I'm not going to say it's the best thing since sliced bread, but
I don't like
She
that
said
style
she
of
could
logic.
take all this
I don't-
awareness.
Yeah.
I like that album a lot. Okay.
It's kinda
So
mid.
my
go ahead.
no-brainer last week because he was coming off a 4-point game was start Justin Jefferson. He had 31 points, obviously. So I had to claim that. I also said sit Adam Thielen. He had 15.2 points, so I'll take the L. I said pick up Russell Gage, who only had 4.4 points, so that would have been a wasted bench spot. I said start Dallas Goedert. He had 12.2 points, W. I said that if Josh Allen liked Dawson Knox, he would have already given him a touchdown, and he still hasn't. He only had 7 points. That's a W. And I said pick up Robert Tonyan, who had 10.2 points. So you decide for yourself how he did this week, and we'll get back to that next week.
As Joe Buck calls him, Robert Tunyon. All right, on to the Week 4 recap. We don't have to go into every game, but I say we recap the important ones. I'm just going to go through some of them real quick that I don't think we're going to spend a lot of time recapping. I guess we can recap the London game, but Seahawks, man, that was a high-scoring game, but they got the win in Detroit, 48-45. I will show the London game here. 28-25, Vikings got the win
Double doink
on a
for the
double
L.
doink miss by Will Lutz. That
Crazy
was
game.
crazy. A little bit of a slow start, but a crazy ending. Bears and Giants, I don't know who watched this game. If you did, I hope you enjoyed it, but the Giants won 20-12. I will admit
I doubt you enjoyed it.
the throwback uniforms and end zone for the Giants were cool. I
And
will
because
give them
both at one point Daniel Jones and Tyrod Taylor were hurt, they had Saquon out there playing QB for a couple plays.
that. Titans beat the Colts 24-17. Thank God, I really don't like Matt Ryan that much. Chargers, 10-point win over the Texans.
Not surprising.
Texans came back at the end, but they just couldn't finish. Falcons, wow, Luke called that upset.
I called it.
23-20. They beat the Browns without Myles Garrett, so that's a plus. But
Breaking news.
Oh.
Javonte Williams torn ACL.
Wow.
oh no,
That's crazy.
That's sad
Oh
news.
my God.
Everybody kind of feared it, but that is really sad news.
No kidding.
Prayers
So,
up for Javonte Williams.
Now Melvin Gordon is going to have to be the guy.
I mean, that's not the worst situation, but dude, Javonte Williams, underrated back.
Yeah, that's really sad.
Damn.
Man.
Yeah. Well, anyway, moving on in the recaps, Cowboys beat the Commanders. Cooper Rush is out through them. Nothing else to say.
Trevon Diggs' masterclass of the game.
He really did well.
Locked down Terry McLaurin, so that's there to say.
Eagles improved to 4-0. Jaguars gave them a scare to start, but they scored 29 unanswered and got the win at home.
You were close, Dante, but you picked the Jags.
I'm just saying, dude, like, the Jags didn't play bad. They were up for the majority of this game, but, you know.
Until 29 unanswered, but...
The Bills...
Did they have 21-0?
Yeah.
Jeez.
No, they were up, they were up 14-0. Then it was 29-14.
Okay.
In classical Ravens what happened fashion, they had a 20-3 lead, choked it away, lost 23-20 at home to the Buffalo Bills.
Yikes.
I called that one. Just saying, I was the only one to pick
he's
Buffalo.
Right.
I
Dante
still had
picks
faith even when they
Baltimore.
were losing. I stuck with it.
Hey, before we move on from that, do you mind if I play something for you?
Yeah, go ahead.
If I could find it.
Oh, gosh.
Give me 1 second.
Let me just keep going then.
Real quick.
Raiders got their first win, 32-23 over Denver. And then the only other one is Chiefs. Man, they looked fabulous last night over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tampa looked much better.
We're all good. You keep going.
All right. Tampa looked much better. They only lost by 10. The offense looked a lot more alive than it's been all season. I will give them that. But, man, Patrick Mahomes, best quarterback in the NFL, and there is no two ways around that. Okay, Dante, do you have the thing?
Yeah. So going back to that Ravens game.
Game recognized game.
I think that sums up my thoughts pretty well.
James is the TikTok goat. He always does the whatever team what happened when they lose kind of. And we Hoopin duetted that video, and he said game recognized game. So, hey, I mean it's the collab the world didn't know they needed. So, okay. As last week, let's kind of take a minute and recap all of our games. First on the list. Actually, I feel like you guys are going to take a little bit more, so I'll go first.
Yeah.
Carolina, man, what happened? We own the Cardinals. Why did you lose? That's not how it's supposed to go. As, what was the villain in the Batman movie? The Riddler. This is not how this was supposed to go. Losing.
No.
Yeah, okay, we get the part. We lost by 10. Baker, man, I still stand with you. I still think you're the quarterback of this team. But, dude, you got to improve, man. You had the one touchdown. 22 for 36. You were better in the passing. 197 yards. But both interceptions were pretty ugly, man. You got to clean that up. You really got to clean that up. DJ Moore, 6 receptions for 50 yards, better. But you got to give him the ball more than that. DJ Moore's on this team for a reason. I get McCaffrey can receive, but come on. Okay. Defense sucked in the second half. We're great in the first half. Frankie Louvu had a pick 6. In the second half, he had an ugly penalty, and Kyler ran all over us. 207 yards passing. He also had 26 yards rushing. This team's embarrassing. Matt Rule needs to go. Get rid of Ben McAdoo while you're at it. David Tepper, sell the team. I'll buy it, and I'll make them a winner again. But yeah, that's really all I got to say. This team is embarrassing, and the next 3 games are the 49ers, the Rams, and the Buccaneers. So by this time, 3 weeks, we'll likely be 1-6, and I'll still be saying Matt Rule should be gone if he's not already. So, guys, go on with your games.
I'll go first. I mean, dude, there's really not much to say. I mean, blowing a 10-point lead in the fourth quarter, that's you can never win like that. But like,
I just want to say I called it. By the way, I picked.
You
the
did
Jets.
call
I was
that.
the only
You
one to
did.
do it.
You did call that, and
They called him a madman.
I wasn't really too confident going in this game. I mean, I was really unsure. But, you know, Steeler fans, we have nothing to hold our head about. You know, the future is here. The future has arrived. Kenny Pickett is going to give us a way better chance to win than Mitch Trubisky. The offense just looked like it had a new spark to it, a new swagger. And yeah, Kenny had 2 rushing touchdowns. Drove us down the field, punched it in the end zone. I mean, I like the guy. I like how he plays. I think Kenny's going to give us a better chance. And he makes me more confident as a Steeler fan going into these tougher games. Because going against the Bills, then going against the Bucs, then going against the Dolphins, then going against the Eagles, those are our next 4 games. Hardest schedule in the NFL these next 4 weeks. I don't know. I'm more confident going into this game with Kenny, but then Trubisky, of course. But yeah, the future is here.
All right, now let me get into the Patriots game, and let me get into the performance of the best rookie QB, obviously.
Stop it. Stop it. We both lost, bro.
Yeah, right. So we had the real talk, though, the matchup of Hall of Fame lock QBs, Aaron Rodgers and his superior Bailey Zapp.
Likewise to my game, dude.
Obviously a loss is a loss, and that's never perfect. But there's a lot of really, really good things to take away from this game, and I'm not too concerned. We started out last year 1-3, and then we went on a 7-game winning streak, and we have a similar, really, really easy schedule coming up, where we should definitely be able to win 5 or 6 of the next 7 games. With that being said, like I said, I saw a lot of very good things to take away from this week. Defense played considerably well. Offense played well enough. Run game was at its best. Passing game was kind of slow, but how could it have been much better with a brand new rookie QB coming into Lambeau Field? He actually did considerably well. 0 picks, 1 touchdown, I believe. I wish they would have let him throw a little more. There was that one time in overtime where we were at midfield. The Packers had already had their possession, and all we needed was a field goal to win the game, and we ran it on first, second, and I believe third down. We should have put the ball in Zapp's hands and let him throw there. We could have won this game, but I'm also not too upset because nobody picked us this game. We would have won with Mac in the game, I know that for sure. It could have gone differently, but yeah, we had that pick 6. There was Jonathan Jones punching out the ball in the end zone in overtime. I liked what I saw this game. I like the future of this team. We're not perfect, but we were never expected to be perfect. So, good coaching job. It could have been a little better, but a loss is a loss, but I am happy.
Yeah, that was really impressive showing by the Patriots yesterday. I will give them that for sure. Anyway, I have the fantasy leaders from week 4 that I will go over now. There are 2 ties again this week, so let's get it started right away. My honorable mention, just outside of the top 15 this week, is Jamal Williams. He had 23.9 against Seattle. I picked him up on a league, and I was very happy to start him and have him with this big game yesterday. So thank you, Jamal. At number 15, just at the bottom of the list, 24.2 on Sunday Night Football against the Bucs, Travis Kelce. He had a nice touchdown to start out the game. Good game for Kelce. Tied for number 14, we have 2 players with 25.4. Again on Sunday Night Football, Tom Brady against the Chiefs. And in another game, back on Thursday night, T. Higgins against the Dolphins. We forgot to get into that game, so we'll go back maybe in a second. 13, CMC had a great game against the Cardinals. 25.8 points for McCaffrey. You love to see it. He's still balling out and not injured. Number 12, a tie between Dameon Pierce yesterday for the Texans and Tyreek Hill on Thursday night for the Dolphins. Both had 25.9. Number 11, Colts tight end Mo Alley Cox, 26.5. Number 10, finally a good game for Russell Wilson, 27.48 fantasy points. You love to see it. In 9th, another Seahawk, Rashad Penny, had 28.7. Wait, no, I haven't said Seahawk yet. So, okay. Rashad Penny, still 28.7 against the Lions. Number 8, Miles Sanders versus Jacksonville at 29.6. Another Sunday Night Football performance. Mike Evans with 30.3. Justin Jefferson, as Luke predicted, bounced back game, 31 on the dot in London against the Saints. And number 5, here's the other Seahawk. Geno Smith had 31.7 fantasy points. Great game for Geno yesterday. Is he the QB1 in Seattle? That would be crazy. Number 4, against the Seahawks, Jared Goff had 33.22 fantasy points. Number 3, The man Luke said to sit, Josh Jacobs, had 34.5 fantasy points. Number 2, with 34.9, Austin Eckler against the Texans. Austin Eckler fantasy owners are very happy right now that he finally had his breakout game this year. And number 1, another guy who finally had his breakout game, and fantasy leaders are happy with 39.9. TJ Hawkinson is the fantasy leader of the week against the Seahawks.
Thank
39.9.
I needed him to go off.
Great game for TJ Hawkinson. And a game we forgot to recap, and maybe something we talk about real quick that I looked at. This Dolphins-Bengals game. I mean, Bengals won, and they ended the Miami Dolphins undefeated record. But I just want to say prayers to Tua, man.
Of course.
Oh, absolutely.
That was terrible to see.
100%.
I just made that in the trash can. The fantasy leaders on the paper. I'm very happy.
Bucky.
Yes, sir. My basketball skills since like 8th grade. But anyway, yeah, I saw the team doctor got fired from the Dolphins, or whoever it was that cleared Tua and did all the stuff with Tua.
Good.
I hate to say it, but rightfully deserved. But you gotta hope and pray Tua gets better, and I really don't think you play him next week. I know you play the Jets, and it could be a close game if he's on the bench, but no matter how he is, sit him for a week. I don't want anything to be risked with this guy. Because it's Tua, and we all love Tua.
Also, I must say, I believe that Mike McDaniels deserves to be penalized for his treatment of Tua over the past 2 weeks, because let's take it back to week 3, where Tua went down, and all the reports came out that he was in the locker room with concussion symptoms until he got put back into the game, and after the game, Mike McDaniels, that's their coach, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not forgetting the name.
Mike McDaniel.
McDaniel, not McDaniels. He denied that there was ever any concussion protocol. Well, not any concussion protocol, but he denied the claims of head injuries. And after the game interview, he said that it was a lower back problem. Well, week 4 did not look like a lower back problem to me. And he went as far as to say after Tua went down week 4 as well, that he stood by the decision to play him. So
Yeah, I agree with you. I think
I don't think he's catching enough heat for his role to play in the incident.
Yeah. I mean, I think all you really got to do with McDaniel is give him a fine, and that'll be it. But, I mean, yeah, I feel like he should face some sort of penalty as well. That entire staff, honestly, for how they treated the incident. But, I mean, it'll be interesting. I think the NFL is going to look into it a little more, and it'll be interesting to see how they go about it in the coming weeks or coming days, however long it takes them. But, yeah, I mean, you just got to pray Tua gets better and, you know, everything gets solved. But anyway, on to the last part of the show, the Monday Night Football game tonight. Rams and 49ers. Last year, the 49ers won 31-10 in San Francisco on Monday Night Football against the Rams. So my curious question to you guys is, we all are rocking with Dean and the Rams. Are we sticking with it, or are we changing to the 49ers? Dante, you go first.
I'm sticking with it. Rams.
I'm going to stick with the Rams as well. Luke?
I'm going to stick with it. I would need to see. I'm tempted to switch up, but haven't seen enough from Jimmy G last week. So last year I might have picked the 49ers, but not yet. So ram it. We're going to stick with the Rams.
Yes, sir. All right, and that's how we're going to wrap up episode 4. Thank you all for listening. We will be back next week for episode number 5. Signing out, we are Adam,
Dante,
and
Luke.
All right, thank you all, and we will see you next week.